चलिए इस बीच अब कंपनी की मैनेजमेंट बयान दे रही है, अब आपको वो भी सुनवाते हैं।
Good morning, everyone. We are very pleased with the results that we have just announced. We are bullish on the year ahead, and yet we feel that there is a lot more that still needs to be done. So, myself, Praveen, and Ranga, we are here, relaxed today. It's a holiday, and looking forward to some questions from all of you.
Good morning, gentlemen. Rukmini Rao from Bloomberg TV India. Congratulations on the great set of numbers. Vishal, want to understand from you, the revenue guidance that you have given. Want to understand from you, where are you getting this confidence from for the strong dollar revenue guidance that you have given? And also, Praveen and Ranga, want to understand from you, the BFSI vertical has seen a little bit of softness, and also in the repeat business side, we have seen almost 1% repeat business being down, and also on the top 5 client side we're seeing a little bit of softness. If you can help us understand what is really happening.
So we are quite happy about our performance, our team's performance. The initiatives that we have started around renewing our existing services using automation and grassroots innovation in everything we do, they have been really getting adopted very well, and I'm very proud of what our team led by Ravi has done there in the renewal of our services. Automation has reached we had a great performance in automation in the last quarter. We got 1,700 people equivalent effort saved because of automation. Design thinking has become an integral part of the work that we do, and so forth. And I'm really happy that the new things that we have been working on, the platform work, the work on Scava and Panaya, which are our acquisitions, as well as the new initiatives that we have started around design thinking and doing extraordinary new kinds of projects, has also been kicking in. We had great performance in the large deals area. We did about 737, something like that, million worth of large deals. 757. I thought a different Boeing airplane number. But it was an airplane number. The 757 million in Q4, and that is not including 2 additional large, what we call frame deals, that we are not counting in there. And if you look at the year, we had significantly higher. We had 1.9 billion in FY15, and we did more than 2.7 billion in FY16. So we are very happy with the large deal performance there, and obviously that sets a good base for the future. So when you look at the trajectory of the innovation and automation initiatives and the large deal wins and the pipeline that we see, we feel good about the future. And obviously, as our visibility improves, we'll keep taking a look at it and seeing how we are doing.
So coming to your question on BFSI, we are seeing some softness in the insurance segment. This quarter BFSI grew at 0.2% on a constant currency basis. But if you ignore insurance piece, the rest of the business grew at about 1.6% on a constant currency basis. Similarly, if you look at on a yearly basis, including insurance, it grew about 11.3%. But if you exclude insurance, it was about 15.6% on a yearly basis. So we are seeing tremendous amount of traction and momentum in the BFSI space, excluding insurance. In fact, after the 6 large deals that Vishal talked about, one of them was in this space. And in addition to that, we have 2 frame deals where we have a TCV of 470 million. But since it is not committed, we are not counting it as part of large deals. So barring insurance, we are very optimistic about the BFSI space. We are seeing good traction, good discretionary spend, and so on.
Yeah, and even in insurance, Praveen, we have seen quite good results that we are just starting to see, and they will take some more time to develop. So we are not worried in the BFSI area at all.
Yeah. Well, I think as both Vishal and Praveen said, Q4 has been a very satisfying quarter. Traditionally, if you look at last couple of years, for us, Q4 has been a seasonally very soft quarter. In fact, as recent as last year, our Q4 degrew by 2.6%. So Q4 is also very important from the following year. Every 1% higher growth in Q4 on a strong exit rate improves the prospects for the following year by the 1 full percentage point. So the good exit rate is always good. And so coming back to the question on the guidance, we always believe that based on the visibility that we have, given the fact that we have had a good exit rate in Q4 as compared to the earlier years. So that's what the guidance really is about. Coming back to the top account growth that you mentioned, if you look at the top 10 accounts, they have grown at 12.3% in constant currency year on year. And if I were to compare the same number last year, it was about 1.3%. So if you look at quarter on quarter basis, there will be seasonalities. Certain accounts will have certain typical patterns, but probably the more secular number is really the year-on-year growth. So we'll continue to focus on the top account growth, as Vishal mentioned, on the deal wins. And the deal trajectory, we used to win close to about $450 to $500 million per quarter. So that trajectory is improving. And more importantly, other element of Q4 has been in the operating margin improvement. It's not just rupee. Rupee probably helped to some extent, but there has been improvement in the subcontractor cost as a percentage of revenue. If you remember last quarter, we had discussed about it. That has come down as a percentage from 6.3 to 5.6. That did help. And also utilization, including trainees, also moved up during the quarter. That plus rupee overall helped. And we also gave a higher variable pay payout this year as compared to last quarter.
Hi, gentlemen. Congratulations. Kritika Saxena from CNBC. As always, first question to Vishal. In terms of the deal pipeline, the guidance is very strong, yes, and I don't mean to sound glass half empty, but there are headwinds around the corner that most analysts have adhered to or spoken about. So what, according to Infosys, based on the deal pipeline, are the immediate headwinds that you're seeing? Praveen, attrition has gone down significantly, and you're now at your comfort level. How much more can attrition go down, or what is the range that you're looking at for the next 1 year? And Ranga, ever since you've come on board, there's been an outperformance in terms of margins. I know you can't give specific guidance. You've guided to 24 to 26% with Q1, Q2 being stronger. Could it inch higher?
So maybe I can start. The growth that we see ahead. Obviously, there are always headwinds. In certain industries, energy continues to be under stress. Telecom, also parts of retail. And so there is always that stress, and then in our business, declines or ramp downs always have a immediate impact in terms of a downturn. And we had some accounts this last quarter that degrew, as it happens all the time. So there are always those headwinds. But I don't subscribe to this idea around the big secular forces and so forth. Obviously, there are massive forces that impact everybody, but by and large, what we see is that the world around us, every industry around us is going through this a very deep-rooted transformation based on the power of digital technologies, based on the power of computing and cloud and especially artificial intelligence. And we are extremely well suited in this area to, on the one hand, optimize the existing business operations of our client. We are starting to work on some extremely exciting projects in areas around IT optimization using artificial intelligence and so forth. So I'm quite positive that regardless of the challenges, that by and large the atmosphere is one where a well-equipped services company like the Infosys that we are working hard to create can have great success, and that the best is still in front of us.
Yeah. On the attrition front, as you rightly said, 12.6%, it's probably one of the lowest in recent times. It has come down from 13.4% in the previous quarter. And it's been a significant one. And historically in the industry, in the past, we have seen attrition in the range of 11 to 13%, and that's definitely the comfort zone. But having said that, we don't look at it as a particular saying that the job is done. We need to continue to engage people. We'll continue to create an environment where making it very easy for people to work, exciting place for people to work. So there are many initiatives that are in progress. Some of the initiatives like zero distance, zero bench, apart from the other outcomes of driving growth, creating an innovative atmosphere, creating an innovative thing in the company, culture in the company, but it's also doing a lot in terms of improving the employee engagement. And even last quarter as well, we launched few more programs to improve the engagement. We have launched a portal called Compass where people can share their profile. It's similar to a Facebook kind of thing, and at the same time, they can do it in a very creative and funny way. At the same time, they have visibility to all opportunities that are available in the company for them to bid for and so on. So there are multiple things. There's an apprenticeship program that we have again launched last quarter on a pilot basis. So we'll continue to look at newer ways of engaging people and making it an exciting place to work and driving more productivity. I mean, we are right now in the comfort zone, but there's definitely no target saying that this is it or anything. But right now we are fairly comfortable where we are.
Yes, sir. Please. Coming to the operating margin point that you raised, yes, in Q4 it has improved by to 25.5 as compared to 24.9. It had a combination of rupee, combination of improvement of utilization, included improvement in the subcon expenses part, and also of course we had a pricing decline as well. So if you look at the 0.6% growth, the math is very simple. The utilization helped us 0.2%, and the subcon expenses helped 0.2%, and the pricing decline brought it back by minus 0.4%, and the rupee 60 basis points. So that's a simple math. Well, I think the operational efficiency parameters we need to continue to improve. And coming to our margin guidance, we continue to restate 24 to 26 band. We have a lot of work to do there. And for example, we still have a scope for improving the utilization. This quarter was 80.1, and we believe that consistently we have kept above 80% this year. And we do believe that we have certain levers to improve it further. Likewise, the on-site effort mix this quarter was 29.6, which has gone up actually over the last 2 years. And we do believe that we need to focus on it and bring it down gradually. And if you look at the on-site role ratios, in another one which we have started to more focus on. Of course, there are multiple levers that we have. We'll continue to work on those. And right now, we do believe that the band of 24 to 26 is where our comfort level is.
Great. Hi, Chandra from ET Now.
Hi, Chandra.
Vishal, I have a two-part question for you. The first one is yes or no. Would you say you've reclaimed the bellwether tag based on the last 4 quarters and your guidance? Secondly, sometime during this quarter or the next quarter, you will cross the $10 billion milestone. And you've guided to, double that over the next 3 years as per your 2020 target. Give us a concrete plan on how you will do this. And are you happy, unhappy with, where you are in terms of the $20 billion revenue, 30% margin, and the revenue per employee? Praveen, if you can take us through the TCV for the last quarter and also the ideal TCV that you will see in FY17. Ranga, 24 to 26%, you've reiterated that. But analysts are worried because they feel that Infosys is perhaps banking too much on the automation gains and, it's a price to win approach. So how would you really assuage these concerns that, beyond utilization, some of these gains will help you maintain that margin trajectory going forward? Vishal, the yes or no question.
Chandra, that's a great question. Unfortunately, it is not a question for me to answer. The others outside of our system have to do things like
it's
bellwether.
It's a stock market holiday, Vishal. So.
No, bellwether and market leading and all this is for outside. For us, I deeply believe in this idea that a great services company, for the times that we are living in, the times that we are entering in, can really help the world with this massive challenge that it sees, that is showing up in every industry, in every business, where incumbents fear for their very existence around what digital technology means for them. And we are a company with 170,000 people who can write code. And that is such a tremendous opportunity. The ability that we have to teach our employees, the ability that our employees have to deliver value to our clients, it is so amazing that I see a next generation IT services company, indeed a next generation leading IT company that can come in and help every business, every major company go through this great transformation that is in front of it, whether it is in simplifying and renewing the existing systems or going into these incredible new areas where information technology, where digital technology can have such a massive impact, create new business models, create new simplifications, new experiences. We are incredibly excited about technologies like virtual reality, AI having such a profound impact on the business that we have. So I always like to think of the revenue and the margin achievements that we get as consequences of the work that we do, not as goals of what we do. And the kind of Infosys that I am committed to building, that our team, Praveen, Ranga, myself, Ravi, Mohit, Sandeep, and our entire leadership team is committed to building is one where the power of automation is in fact still a massive power that is in front of us. It is by no means something that we are overemphasizing, and I think that the potential of that is much higher than what we are seeing right now. And the bandwidth that people free up from the automation, that creates an opportunity for them to innovate. If we execute on that set of opportunities, we will not only have achieved our 2020 goals, I think that this kind of, we will have ended up creating a completely new kind of an IT services company, and that is our endeavor.
In terms of the concrete plan towards that, both in terms of margins,
So-
revenues, and the revenue per employee.
You know, Steve Jobs always said that you only connect the dots looking backwards. So I think when we are sitting in 2021, we'll look back on how we got there. I would love to have a great conversation about it. For now, what we see is what we have said before, which is we look at a mix of renew, new, and inorganic. And when we look at December 2020 achievement of this 20 billion number, our goal, our aspiration, our endeavor is to get to 16.5 through the renewal of our existing services, 16.5 billion out of the 20. This is our guidepost. 2 billion through the new services that we are working on, and 1.5 through inorganic. So, and every day that goes by, I continue to feel comfortable that we'll get there. And yet, in the here and now, we have to focus on what we are seeing and head towards that kind of a path. So it would be wrong for me to tell you that here is the set of things that will happen in the next 14, 15, 16 quarters or whatever remains between now and then. But we, as time goes by, we continue to feel confident about that long-term aspiration, and yet we are giving guidance and the visibility based on what we see right now.
Yeah. On the large deal space, we have won 6 large deals this quarter, $757 million in revenue. And apart from that, as I said earlier, there were 2 other deals where there's no committed thing, but we know that over the deal term we'll win about $470 million incremental. And for the year, we have won 21 large deals, 2.8 billion, and it's about 45% more than what we did the previous year. So in terms of trend, it's trending in the right direction. The pipeline is healthy. And more importantly, of the 6 deals we won 3 in Europe and 3 in North America. So that's a good mix. And across industries, we won 2 in retail, 1 in services, 1 in financial services, 1 in life sciences, and 1 in ECS space. And even when we look at the pipeline, it is broad-based both in Europe and Americas as well as across sectors. So we are fairly comfortable. At the beginning of the year, we wanted to move the average win rate to close to 1 billion per quarter. We are almost there. We were close in quarter 2, and now we are almost close in quarter 4 as well, if you ignore the framework deals. So our expectation is we'll continue to push in that direction, and anything upward of 1 billion plus per quarter is what we would aim for and continue to push.
Well, I think on the question of margin, while we have given the band range of 24 to 26, of course, Vishal continues to challenge us towards the trajectory. What I was saying earlier was that, look, there are operating efficiency parameters where we do feel that there is a significant scope for improvement. We'll continue to focus on that, but we'll not limit ourselves to only that. For example, automation and the new services also have to kick in terms of operating margin improvement. But in the near term to medium term, this is what our focus, while we continue to focus on the automation and the new services benefits. But if you look at this quarter, for example, the subcontractor and the utilization pieces is where a lot of focus went in. So we'll continue to focus on those 4 or 5 levers with its on-site mix, role ratios, utilization, subcontractor expenses, plus the kick-in benefits of automation. But in the short term, I think the relative emphasis in terms of outcomes that you see would be on the first set. That's the point that we're trying to make.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
तो इन्फोसिस के मैनेजमेंट को आप सुन रहे थे। स्पेशली मार्जिन्स फ्रंट पे उनका कहना है कि 24 से 26% का एक बैंड जो है वो मार्जिन पे रह सकता है। विजन 2020 को लेकर उन्होंने कहा कि जो कामकाज है वो जारी है, अभी भी उस पर रीथिंक करने की ज़रूरत है, लेकिन हाँ उस पर जो कामकाज हो रहा है या फिर जो ग्रोथ ट्रेजेक्ट्री कंपनी ने डिसाइड की थी उस पर ही कंपनी कामकाज कर रही है, फोकस भी है।